Hi guys, this is Emnel and we are back playing EU4 with Rights of Man expansion and as Poland. We are finally really close to getting our first, or rather second institution, which is Renaissance. We already got it in Krakow, and I believe that Sieradz should be next. Sadly, it's only a development of 16, so that slows it down a little bit, but both Sieradz and Kalisz will shortly follow, and Poznań, and by then, I think, after Poznań we should, right after Poznań we should be able to embrace it. We need to save up some money there, so let's continue. And we are of course waiting with getting another level of admin tech. And then there will be colonialism, I believe, which will probably take us longer to embrace. I'm starting to get worried about Muscovy. They're growing pretty rapidly. Do we want to do anything with diplomats? Honestly, I think we missed an opportunity when we got that stability event. I should have revoked the march here, and then taken it back to 2, rather than maxing it. I guess let's improve relations with England. What else? I actually wonder, is the Western Arms trade bonus? I believe it should be here. It seems removed, which makes a lot of sense. Now, when which technology group you are only changes the units you're using, which actually really makes Poland specifically and Ottomans weaker in the late game when Western tech infantry units get better. And Poland had an easy way to westernize by taking Prague. Now it's not, well, my understanding is that there is not a way to westernize. I'm not sure if they balanced troops though. I think not. I will take a look later, but I'm pretty sure they are not balanced. Well, we shall see. Come on, what's up with this Renaissance? Not yet. One more year. Conversion successful. And I think we converted everything. Rival of our rival, okay. Venice. Sure. I think we should try to continue building spy network here. We got kicked sadly. During the war I think I missed it at some point. Nice income now. 13, but that's mostly because we have a poor excuse of an army. Defender of the faith. Let's cancel that outright. Definitely don't want to spend 500 to do that. Selling of indulgences. Yes, let's push the reform desire. We are ready for reformation with our humanist ideas finished, and that should pretty easily wreck Holy Roman Empire. Well, reform desire is still pretty low though. Take a while. And now we can embrace the institution. Well, pretty damn expensive. Well, to be honest, we could wait a little bit. And wait for a few more to flip before we need to do that. That being said, I'm afraid that well, let's wait a little bit. I want it to be over 1,000, and we will see if lowered overflow, because this the limit of your points is depends on what is your penalty. Yeah, and so if penalty is 0, that should be to just under 1,000. So let's see if that would automatically lower our amount of points we have. Are we losing anything? Ah, not really. Just an ability to build a workshop. I think we'll survive. Of course, the more we have, the cheaper it gets. Shera's just ticked. We only have a chance to get Kalish, and that's it. Perhaps Novi Sonj. That's about it. And we definitely should speed it up to allow others to catch up. Well, maybe except Teutons. No, I guess by the time they receive Renaissance, there will be our vassals anyway, so doesn't really matter. Our leader died right here. Unforced limit modifier, not really too fond of this one. Let's see, 10% land maintenance modifier. That wouldn't pay for land maintenance. 10%, that's what, 0.6. Would have to have 5 times the amount of forces for him to pay for himself. That being said, we are earning a lot of money. So investing some of them in military points. The only problem is that he is 45. He wouldn't last long. Let's just take the cheap guy then. Since we need to pay like 70 up front. Right, one more tick, I guess. Unless this thing is almost... the Kalish is almost done? Almost done, okay, so... we'll wait for Kalish to tick, and then we'll embrace it. Not saving much money, but... 99.97. Alright. Let's see if we will have just wasted 50 admin power. And for what? For 25 gold. Alright, It just goes grey. Now I remember. And we can take this. And we haven't lost anything. Do the workshop, and we can actually pick that one outright and give ourselves 11 years of bonus as well as an idea group. Definitely going to do that. And next level, so we definitely need a next military tech level. Right, I forgot, I was talking about switching focus, and we definitely need to switch it towards military. And I should have done that a few years ago. Oh well. Sure need we need someone who doesn't have military skill 1 or 2. And that's mostly because we will need a military idea, I'm afraid. Idea group. So let's talk about our options. Not a big fan of quality. Okay, so aristocratic. Before Cossacks, you would pretty much have to take aristocratic in order to be able to get winged hussars, but now we will be able to use Cossacks estate to do that, and we'll get access to it as soon as we get Lithuania and all those steps there. So that's not an issue. And basically beyond that, cavalry cost, which also would lower our maintenance of cavalry. There isn't much else here. I mean, national manpower modifier is nice, 25%, that's okay. This is worthless. This is bad. This is worse than +1 tradition. It's okay, but nothing to write home about. Diplomats, not really, not with the way diplomats work now. We don't cost of reducing war exhaustion. I guess it's useful in a pinch, but once again, nothing to write home about. Military technology cost, it's the best one here, but and leaders without upkeep. We already have 3 leaders without upkeep due to our power projection. So that's not worth it. Defensive and offensive are decent choices. So with offensive, we always get +1 leader shock. Recruitment time is worthless. Land leader fire. Well, those two are really good. Prestige from land battles, helpful to keep our prestige up, because prestige is responsible for quite a lot of bonuses. Small ones usually, but they add up. Engineer corps, good thing, quite useful. Land force limits modifier, debatable, especially since we probably won't be able to actually afford, like, not as the first idea. That may be useful later, but if we go for something else too, because we don't really have manpower to support it anyway. Discipline, always good, and recover army morale speed, useful, but not my favorite really. Defensive one, you get a better version of this, which is just a flat out plus the early army tradition. It's okay. It just I think it zeros somewhere between 20 and 30. I mean that's where you will get if you won't be gaining any or losing. And a military drill, well, this is a good one here. More of armies. Maneuver, least important of the skills. Land maintenance modifier on the other hand, basically allows you to have a bigger army. Fort maintenance and fort defense can be useful if we end up on the defensive. Reinforced speed, well, assuming we have manpower to back it up. And improved foraging, land attrition. which is actually pretty nice. And attrition to enemies, always good, especially if we will end up with a big territory that we will. So defensive isn't bad, but we'll have problems with manpower. Sadly, they are to some extent handled by land attrition, by lower land attrition, but quality, infantry combat, okay. A year tradition, same as here. Cavalry combat ability, well, both things are useful, but those 10% combat ability aren't something amazing. Ship durability completely useless, navy artillery completely useless, copper buttons completely useless. I like those two, a decent one, and +5 discipline, overall good thing, but this is definitely inferior to both offensive and defensive. Quantity, 11 mass, so national manpower modifier, since the speed in which your manpower recovers is dependent on your max manpower. Very nice. We do start with, we do have one of our own right here, national manpower modifier that we'll get, so this is a good start. Manpower recovery speed, once again, very important in the long run. A regiment cost, not only that allows us to make well, obvious is that our regiments are cheaper, but it also lowers their maintenance. This outright lowers maintenance, and mercenaries, in a pinch, I guess, mostly useless. Plus 25% of them. Garrison size plus 25. Kind of a defensive bonus, sort of, maybe. And land attrition is minus 10%. Decent-ish, and land force limit. So I think I would go for quantity, and then as a second one go defensive or offensive. Okay, I will decide later once I will get the points though. We can go what? Alright, we can get a heretical combrendo. Well, looks like a good thing. We want to put increase the reform desire. What was the... Oh, admin text 6 was required. Interesting. Definitely going for it. We don't have anything to actually convert anymore, but that will do. Of course, the other option would be to go for the second admin tech. This is a reason I'm actually waiting, because perhaps we will get yet another. Perhaps our guy will die and we'll get another Militariskin 1 leader, so in that case I would probably revert to admin group once again. Okay, so now we have some money, we have little, but we do have some manpower, so probably as soon as we finish this mission, we will start working on a war versus Teutons. Venice, right? Oh, shortly. Okay, claim on Ermland, I guess. The main interest of Kazimierz. Like what? Our Grand Duke has grown increasingly interested in the higher intellectual pursuits and can spend days talking to the learned men of our court. He has started inviting, there should be a capitalization here, scholars from near and far to help him better understand how the world and the people in it function. So that's, I assume, is based on us being scholar. The way things are developing, Kazimierz himself could probably become an authority in his own right if he could spend enough time and resources on the area of his choices. Our ruler will be free to spend time and the resources of our state to pursue his great interest in life. Only time will tell to make a name for himself in a scholarly discipline. So, since he's 53, that's probably a bit overwasteful. Our ruler will be free to spend time and resources of our state pursuits. Only time... Okay, so that's actually the same thing. That's also the physics of the world, laws of God and man. Let's go with physics, I guess. Just for this is definitely a new event, so definitely want to see where it leads. Perhaps like in CK2, immortality. Not really, but that would give us 11 years of trade efficiency. Perfect. It's perfect. Definitely taking that. And we, of course, I think one of the other reason I'm not taking any other idea group is because we will first take the 7th level here. Ability to actually have artillery is very much in our interest. Okay, let's look into production. Probably not worth it. Oh, the reason they cost 95 is that Renaissance, on top of, you know, not giving you penalties, actually lowers the build cost and development cost. Do we want to build it somewhere? I think in Lvov, I guess, since we have dyes there, and perhaps in like Poznań and Krakow. I'm not sure about that. Let's get it in Lvov. The thing is that in Krakow we kind of run out of space, I believe, haven't we? Yeah. Yeah, so we'll stick to that. Not sure if I should have built a charge there, but here we are. This is owned by Berger, so I guess building and since it's owned by Bergers, it doesn't affect the production there. This is owned by Clergy, so not the brightest idea. I should have given to Bergers as well. Well, maybe I will change it later. Anyway, let's build one here as well, on the south. And the rest will leave as it is, I think. Perhaps Nowy Sącz. We have a place for 2. Sure, let's build one in Nowy Sącz too. A little bit of production on heart. Right, rival and our rival. Can we get a good conquer Western Prussia, isn't equipment time, lamp maintenance modifier for 10 years. Well, we kind of need to build an army anyway, so might as well. I should have done it a bit differently, but how many cover we have? 4. And we don't really have enough manpower anyway, so... So we are getting some good money. Oh, lost the cardinal. Now we need more. Let's get one more cavalry unit. And we run out of manpower. Speaking of manpower, do we... Oh, first of a hobby. It's now well connected. No, I think we'll stick with a scholar. So I kind of want, since we have leveled everything, not really. Let's say what well connected is. And since I assume that's basically the end of it, we can either get a bunch of prestige or actually have him specialize in physics. You're supposed to, really? You're supposed to specialize in bloody physics, and that's definitely not it. Or perhaps I haven't read the event and that was the way to, you know, move out of it, end the event prematurely. Must look at it next time around. Damn it. I'll take this hit. Kinda wanted to keep our prestige high. And enact imperial reform. Huh. Took him a while. Anyway, here from diplomats. First, I do want to finish the building army thing. We'll try to limit our fighting to a minimum, but then again, Lithuania isn't in a great shape either. Okay, we got support for one of this one, which is old. Well, problem with this is the main problem with elective monarchy. You always get old people. Yeah, let's see, who are our potential candidates? So, guy from Bohemia gets the best of it. At 62, way ahead of everyone else. And next one is guy from Silesia, from Piast, the last nonetheless. And yeah, those are the only ones who matter really. And frankly, they're probably the best ones there are. I'd rather get the one from Silesia with 4 military, but probably not going to happen, especially with that freebie of 10 which I just got. One, need that. What is our modifier anyway? Our land limit. 32 these days, okay. Oh, 30, of course. It jumps by 5 each. Man. Or are we on the great power list? Still third. Not bad. We are once again approaching the situation in which we need to go to war over power projection though. And nothing interesting. Oh, let's take this one. group up. Well, frankly, it would be best if we... well, we don't... okay, let's see. They have 6, so we are on par. Of the fire, military tactics, and basically we get artillery, but that we can't really... oh. Although I guess we can afford it. Let's get that up there. Supply of 22. We could definitely use... oh, our diplomat has died. Oh, this is kinda shit. This is kinda expensive, even though we have that minus 20%. I don't think we need diplomatic power that badly. Not yet, at least. Kick him for 50. 13. Let's look into the states. Good to get a diplomat. Where was he? From here. Let's give them 15 influence. I think I'd rather have a general for it. Alright, this is master of admin, so that's admin, and theologian is also admin. Okay, you know what, let's replace this one. He doesn't show up outright, does he? Nope. Oh, here we are. Better relations all the time. Oh, that's better. Almost there. There we go. Interesting that you don't get any bonuses for being ahead of time, like with those two. Anyway, well, time to go to war, I guess. Alright, we don't have a entire power for general. Fuck. Well, get the revolt, might as well. Let's get the death pretty fast though. That's pain in the ass. It will be what 38 months before we get to the positive one. Okay, we got there fast enough, but there will be losses. Oh, come on. Okay, down the drain. Oh, still, we need to just get this war going. We are out of time though, so we'll do that in the next episode. Let's check one more thing before we continue. This colonialism, when does it show up? I think it's 1500. Right, yeah, colonialism, 1500. Provincial trade power. I wonder. Let's see where it will show. And let's check how others are doing with in terms of Renaissance. So almost all of our territory already has it, and Lithuania is probably pretty far off. Yeah, it will take them a while. How about them? Same here. Very much work in progress. Moldavia, closer. Moldavia will be there in no time. Right, so as I mentioned, a war next episode, and then probably some war with, once again, Golden Horde, maybe? Though we do run out of provinces we can give Lithuania, so probably want to use some here first, but yeah, we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time.